Hey guys, welcome to the first day of my third weekly reading vlog. So far, I am 96 pages into Beneath the Sugar Skies by Shawnee McGuire. I am loving it so much, and I've had to try to slow myself down from finishing it fast, but I know that I'm going to finish it tonight. I'm also going to be starting, let me see if I can get it. And I want to finish this tonight as well. But I'm going to be starting El Defo by CC Bell. And I've flipped through a little bit. The pages are so colorful. It is kind of heavy on the writing, but I have a feeling that it's going to be a quick read. I'm also going to be trying to read Sleeping Beauties this week by Stephen and Owen King. I don't really know how well that's going to go. I needed to have read 100 pages today or close to 100 pages, and I haven't because, surprise, I impulsively made a blog today and I spent almost 2 hours on it writing my spoiler free review of the Shadow Me series by Tahara Mafi. I'm going to try to have it linked down below. I am so happy because one of my goals that I didn't put in my goal video this year was to write more reviews because I want to get better with them. I feel like personally that's where I'm lacking on my channel are reviews, and that's why I don't really do them a lot, besides the fact that they don't really get views. So I'm going to try, and I'm hoping that this blog will be my incentive to put up more reviews. So keep an eye out on my blog for more reviews to come. But that's it for right now. I will be back with you guys with another update later. I am both sad and happy to say that I have finished Beneath the Sugar Skies, Book 3 in the Wayward Children series by Shawnee McGuire. I loved this story so much. It, out of all of the worlds that we've seen, Confection is my favorite. Every book in this series is so atmospheric, and I just pictured Confection as like a Candyland board come to life. This tells the story of Rennie, who is Sumi's prophesied daughter, and you know if you read Every Heart a Doorway that Sumi was murdered by Jack or Jill. I can't remember now at this point. And because of this, Rennie is slowly coming undone. Like she's disappearing piece by piece. And so she sets out on a journey to find Sumi and bring her back so that Sumi will survive and Rennie will be alive and she can fulfill her prophecy of taking care of the land of confection. I just love this series so much. There's so much diversity as far as race and sexuality and religion. I loved being back with Eleanor West and being back in the home for wayward children, seeing some beloved characters that we didn't get to see in Down Among the Sticks and Bones because it was solely about Jack and Jill's land, the Moors. And I can't wait to see who she chooses to do next and what land she chooses to write about next. I just love this so much. I think I might do a review on my blog. Stay tuned for that. I am 72 pages into El Defo by CC Bell. I'm loving it. I'm getting a little frustrated, but I have to realize that Cece was a child during this book, and so I know that she was probably scared to take up for herself. So I have to put that into the equation. And I'm reading Sleeping Beauty by Stephen and Owen King. I'm glad I got that right. I have been calling this book ever since I put it on my TBR and on Goodreads, Sleeping Giants, and I'm like, no, that's Sylvain Neuvel's novel. But I am 22 pages into Sleeping Beauties, and I'm hoping that I can get it finished before it has to go back to the library. Obviously, I have not made kept my goal of reading 100 pages a day. Something about Stephen King's books overwhelm me. I don't know if it's because when you turn it to the first page, he has a character list always, or if it's because Stephen King has the tendency to go off on these meaningless descriptive tangents that have nothing to do with the actual focus of the story. And I think a lot of times that's what makes his book so long. I remember when I was reading it, there was literally 2 to 3 pages or something about a woman just sitting in her house and the telephone ringing and she picking it up. And I just remember thinking why is that there? I don't know, but I'm gonna try to get through this because this is on the shorter side of his books. It's only 700 pages. And this is about a world where women sleep, and while they're sleeping, you can't wake them up because they will kill you, except for children. And I've heard that this is supposed to be a feminist book about how men view women and women's place in society. So I'm excited to see it. And I know I'm rambling. I need to cut this. I love the first page, in remembrance of Sandra Bland. When I saw that, I was like, Stephen King, I knew there was a reason why I liked you. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go read some more of Sleeping Beauties and El Defo, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I haven't made much progress on Sleeping Beauties by Stephen and Owen King. I am at the very start of chapter 2. It got really, really interesting last night, but I was super tired. I couldn't stay up to read it. We're one chapter in, someone's already dead. I was like, welcome to the world of Stephen King. Every book that I've read, excerpts from of his, someone dies within the first couple of pages. But I'm hoping tomorrow to do a power read, almost like a 24-hour readathon. I'm gonna try to get to halfway because it's due back in 5 days. I also started reading, which is probably why I didn't get through most of Sleeping Beauty. It's because I started reading When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalante. I know that this book is going to crush me. I was reading the prologue and having to hold back tears. This is about a young man who is about to finish his residency as a neurosurgeon, and he finds out that he has stage 4 cancer. And this is about him learning to live while dying. And it is so beautiful, especially the way it's written, because he also majored in English literature and he had dreams of being a writer, and you can really tell it when you're reading. And I am 48 pages into this book. And my second finish of this week is El Defo by Cece Bell. This is a somewhat biography of Cece's life. Yes, of Cece's life and losing her hearing. And I love the artwork. It's so cute. I love that El Defo is who Cece wants to be when people say mean things to her or make assumptions just because she's deaf, but she's too shy to say. those were actually my favorite part. I would have preferred a novel. I'm trying to find one. I would have preferred a novel with just those, with her as El Defo. Those were my favorite illustrations. This is very word heavy, so if that's not what you're looking for in a graphic novel, you probably aren't going to like this one. So that's my update for today, and I might see you guys tomorrow. It depends on how my Stephen King reading goes. I just finished When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalante. If I look rough, I just had a crying session. I knew this book was going to hit me, but it didn't hit me really until the epilogue from his wife, Lucy. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to rate this book. I think I'm just going to mark it as read, but keep the rating blank for now. I kind of feel mixed. Um, I kind of feel mixed in, like, how do you rate somebody's life? Like, how do you give them stars? Like, to say one person's life was better or wasn't as interesting as someone else's life, I don't know. Because at first I was gonna give it a 3, but the ending was so good, because this book is definitely not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be from the time he's diagnosed till when he ultimately died, in the middle of writing the book, but it wasn't. He actually, from what it looks like, he was actually planning to do a full biography, like 300-400 page biography, and this part was like the beginning of his life. And then once we got a little bit past the halfway mark, we got his diagnosis and how he dealt with it, and ultimately his death. I don't know. I'm just confused about this book. I don't know if I should rate it or give it a rate. I don't know. But that's all for my update right now. I'm going to get out of here. So after I finished When Breath Becomes Air yesterday, I think that's the last update that I showed you guys. I was extremely sad, and I felt like extremely depressed in a sense all yesterday, and I struggled to find something else to read after I was reading it. So I was like, let me do a try a chapter tag for my channel, and maybe I can find a book to read. But the idea didn't turn, I just felt like I wasn't in the mood for it. It didn't turn out good, so I scrapped the whole video. But in doing that, I decided to read Love and Other Train Wrecks by Leah Khan. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but this is a YA contemporary romance that takes place over the course of 24 hours about a boy and a girl who meet on a train and get trapped in a snowstorm. And I'm assuming because it's a romance that they're going to fall in love over the course of this 24 hours. I want to see how she manages to make this happen. Like, does it feel rushed? Because I read The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and that was over the course of 24 hours, but it didn't feel rushed. It felt as natural as possible about that a story can be about two people falling in love in 24 hours. I managed to get 100 pages in last night, because this is a really quick read. The chapters at the most that I can see so far have been like 5 to 6 pages. So it's a really quick read. I'm hoping to get 100 pages in today, and then I'll be able to finish it up by Sunday, hopefully, and then that'll be 4 books read. 4 books read this week. So this is my last update for this week's vlog. I wasn't able to finish Love and Other Train Wrecks this week. I am like 60% of the way through. But I feel like if you've watched a whole bunch of romantic comedies, a lot of Hallmark movies, then you know how this, like everything that will happen in here and how it will end. It's very predictable. I'm probably giving this a 2 star because it was just okay. I mean, there was nothing phenomenal about either main characters. They read kind of like stereotypes. I hate the way the main character um, treats her mom or thinks of her mom because her mom has a mental illness. Like her mom suffers from like extreme anxiety, and while I understand some of the reasons why she said some of the things she said or how she felt about her mother, I still think it made her a jerk and it was insensitive, especially what her mom is going through at the moment. And the other character, I feel like he's a carbon copy of any like man in a romance novel. So nothing spectacular about this book at all. I'll probably forget about it in a week. I won't even know what it was about. But I am going to finish it because I've been reading, I feel like, a lot of heavy topic books lately. And I just need something that doesn't require me to think and is quick to get through to kind of cleanse my palate before I go into some more heavy reading. Like this that I'm currently reading in between books. And The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. This is the follow-up to her smash hit Milk and Honey. That is on hold at the library for me, so I'll probably have it in a week or two. I'm so excited. And I am right now at The Wilting, The Falling. Um, some of these poems I love. I think they're really deep. And then others, to me, don't make any sense, and it seems like she was trying too hard. I could do without the drawings, honestly. Most times I barely look at them. I skim them over. To a lot of times they don't seem to have any type of relevance to what the poem is about. But I've decided to not read this all at once because every review that I've seen says that these and poetry books in general are meant to be read a little bit here and a little bit there. So I will probably continue this on into next week. Also, so far I've been trying to like read a book, read a section, read a book, read a section. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this. All in all, I am very satisfied with my reading this week. These reading vlogs are doing me so, like, it's just motivating me so much to read more. And I think that my goal is way more attainable now that I'm doing the reading vlogs than it was in the beginning of the year when I set my goal. But I'm rambling. I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys next week with another reading vlog. Until then, happy reading.